What's up, guys? This is Tabletop Vibes, and today we're taking a look at Nucleum by Board and Dice. We also just want to thank our sponsors, Noble Knight Gaming, for sponsoring this video. And today I have a special guest with me, as you all see on Instagram, my muse, the one and only Florian Flo. And we have
Frog.
Fludgy Frog.
You're right.
And we have been playing Nucleum a lot together. And so, do you have any first thoughts on the game?
It is definitely up there with some of my favorite Euros that I like. I mean, there's just so many options, but this one definitely gives you a good feel, especially coming from one of the first big games that we played was Brass Birmingham.
Right.
And Barrage being one of my other favorites. This is like supposedly
the love child,
the spiritual successor for those games. So
right.
It's like that's definitely right up there with them.
Yeah, like the love child between Barrage and Brass had a baby and made Nucleum.
This is definitely its own thing, though.
Yeah, it is, and it stands apart from all those. I will say though that this is a pretty crunchy game, for sure. So it's not for the faint of heart, and it does take a little bit. And the teach wasn't bad.
No, it really wasn't bad.
The setup is extensive though.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like in a game, you pack everything up in a certain way. It kind of helps shave a couple minutes off of that, but still.
But yeah, so in this game, you are essentially trying to harvest Nucleum and raise your power plants, and you do this by using action tiles, which I think is such a really cool ability in the game. You get like 5 or 6 action tiles in front of you, and they all do certain things. And so every turn you're slotting them in your board above. When that runs out or you don't have any more, you have to, I think it's recharge.
Yeah, pretty much. It's basically a reset action just to kind of pull everything back that you didn't set into a railway.
Right. And so on the back side of action tiles are railway tiles, so they can bridge gaps. Because kind of like Brass, you have to connect your networks to either Nucleum or coal. And so you have to have and build in your districts.
I mean, one of the things I love about that is, as far as like those action tiles, is because I love multi-use cards. Just it gives you so many different options. The fact that there's a market that you can pull from,
right?
And then you're deciding what you're going to be doing with those tiles. There's just so many options. Even the fact that you don't even have to use the whole thing.
Right.
It's like I'm going to use part of the tile, all the tile, flip it over to build a railway, build off of someone else's. The interaction, like the choices are pretty. It's kind of
endless, right?
It's really cool.
And so one of the cool things that Flo's talking about is on the tiles you have colors on each end of them. Some have all the colors, some have purple, some have white, some have green. If you match those colors together, you're able to take the move again and complete this. Also, the people who play on it as well or off of your railroad tile can do the same thing.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of like really crunchy. You can use, you can buy contracts and fulfill contracts. There's asymmetric abilities.
It feels kind of, sometimes you just see like the other player like pulling off 6 contracts. And like, oh.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of I'd say there's a lot of hate drafting because you can see stuff that other people are going for. You can take those contract tiles. There's like silver, gold contract tiles, and then there's a bunch of different end game triggers that brings the rest of the game to an end when you hit certain milestones. There's also a cool end game component where you're placing your stars out on the tracker.
Not too dissimilar from Scythe.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a Scythe feel where it's like a multiplier. So, but you can't play in the same color again, so you either have to have more. A lot of times you're gaining, I think it's not victory points, but essentially it's like experience points to then spend these points for when you generate. Because like in Brass, you generate and you gain this like income or abilities. And so you're kind of doing the same thing inside Nucleum to gain this experience to then expend it to get multipliers at the end of the game.
Resources though are super tight in that game.
Yeah.
Even with the extra coal islands, I mean, almost every time we've ever played, I've always been off on the side of my own because I'm always building off of that one coal island. Right. But then I've lost every single game, so it's a terrible. I mean, it's great for initial income, but it's like if you don't play
his wife, aka my sister, is we're brother-in-laws. Kicks our butt every single time we played this game.
It's almost a game though.
Yeah, it's so good, and that's why we just keep coming back to it because it's fun, and the player interaction is a good time too because you either hate drafting or you're watching these people combo really cool stuff, and so yeah, Board and Dice totally nailed it on this game. We'll show a lot more pieces and overlays on this, and yeah, you definitely should check it out. It's a good time if you like crunchy Euros, if you like Brass or Barrage, or want to see what happens when you smash those two together. this is the game for you. So as always, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and let us know if you played Brass or Barrage or Nucleum. And thanks for watching.